Welcome to the Nerdy Dad Bodcast. My name's Levi Bullard, or DM Dadbod on social media, and today we're bringing you the 8th episode in our installment, and this one's covering, is Harry Potter the real chosen one? Or was it Neville Longbottom? So now you guys might be saying to yourself, of course Harry Potter was the real chosen one, and to that, I'll actually agree with you. Right off the bat, we'll knock that down there and we'll end this episode. Harry Potter was the chosen one. And of course you guys are going to be saying to yourselves, of course Harry's the real chosen one. He's the main character, which is definitely true, but I believe that this has to do with a lot of things that aren't just related to he's the main character of the story. It mostly comes down to the prophecy that was given by Sybil Trelawney to Albus Dumbledore and then partially overheard by Severus Snape, who then delivered that to Voldemort. He who must not be named. But the prophecy goes like this. The one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches, born to those who have thrice defied him, born as the 7th month dies, and the Dark Lord will mark him as his equal, but he will have the power that the Dark Lord knows not. Either must die at the hand of the other, for neither can live while the other survives. Now, I think it's very simple, the one with the power to vanquish the Dark Lord approaches. Meaning, that one's going to be born. Born to parents who have thrice defied him. So that breaks it down more, because you've had quite a few of the Aurors and members of Order of the Phoenix who have defied him multiple times, who have lived and, been able to talk about it. So, who specifically has thrice defied him? Now, I don't believe we actually have been given the reasons or the occasions in which he was defied, but we know that narrows it down to two couples, both who are having a child born and that have defied him thrice, or 3 times. And that being Harry Potter or Neville Longbottom. Now, we all know what happened in the actual story, where Voldemort went to kill Harry, killed his parents, and then Neville's parents were tortured, Alice and Frank Longbottom, by the Cruciatus curse from Bellatrix Lestrange. Now, that has a huge impact on Neville's life, and that has a huge impact on Harry's life, how they were raised and how they were brought up. Part also confirms that both of these children are in that category, because it says they will be born as the 7th month dies. So it means as the 7th month ends. And we know that Harry was born on July 31st, which is the last day of the 7th month. And Neville was born a day prior on the 30th of July, which is still at the end of July, so as it ends. Here's the part that I actually think is probably the biggest part in this entire theory or story. And it says, the Dark Lord shall mark him as his equal, but he will have powers the Dark Lord knows not. So I believe that being the most important part, because it says the Dark Lord will mark him as his equal. I believe that Voldemort going after Harry when he was a child, instead of choosing to go after Neville, is what marked Harry as his equal. That's what chose Harry to be the chosen one. It wasn't the rest of the prophecy. It was that Voldemort was given this information and decided that Harry was the one that they were talking about. And I'm sure that he, meaning Voldemort, did not think that either of these children had powers that he didn't, but definitely wanted to silence them before they could, and he decided to choose Harry. Now, let's take a quick thought and let's look, what if he went after Neville? That means Bellatrix would have went after Harry. And I'm just saying, I think James and Lily Potter would have taken Bellatrix. I think Lily, hands down, would have been able to take Bellatrix. Especially James. Frank and Alice were very good Aurors, but I don't think they were on the level of James and Lily. Like, they were prodigies in their subjects, and that's just how they were. That's who they were. And that's why everything was passed down to Harry so well. He was such a good student. Not only did he love it, but his parents were amazing Aurors and amazing wizards in general. So if they went after Neville instead, let's assume that Neville's mom did the same thing and gave her life and saved Neville's. So Neville ended up with that lightning-shaped scar instead of Harry. Well, Neville would have still went to live with his grandparents, or his grandma, and Harry, whose parents probably would have survived. I don't think they would have been killed. I think that's a controversial take that I have versus most people, is they just assume that Bellatrix would have killed them or tortured them into insanity like Longbottom's parents, but I don't think that's the case. Now, we're getting off topic here, but going back to who was the chosen one, the rest of the prophecy dictates that this one will have power that the Dark Lord knows not, and they must die at the hand of the other, so he must kill him, and that's why he went and killed Harry, while neither can live while the other survives. So it means that they can't both be hanging on. One can't just be barely existing or living on in life. Essentially how Voldemort, I think that's talking about the Horcruxes, meaning Voldemort can't just survive. He has to kill Harry in order to live. Well, one can't live while the other survives. So they have to be killed. And that's why he chose to go and murder Harry. Probably my thought, because James and Lily were more of a threat than Frank and Alice. That's just my take. I really do believe that he went after Harry because Harry seemed like he would be a better prodigy than Neville Longbottom would. And that's as simple as it is. That's why Harry became the chosen one. Because of his parents were so good. And that scared Voldemort. I believe that is the main reason why he chose Harry and Harry became the chosen one in that moment. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or any comments on my ramblings about Harry Potter, please let me know down in the section below. And until next time, what side are you on?